Caitlin Clark just did something no athlete has pulled off since Michael Jordan, sending shockwaves through the basketball world. Wilson, the official ball supplier of the NBA and WNBA, has tapped her for a signature basketball collection, making her only the second player ever after MJ to receive the honor. This isn't just another deal, it's a big moment, like when a young Michael Jordan changed sneaker history. Caitlin Clark's new white and gold basketball collection from Wilson shows off her biggest career highlights. Each ball has a special design: threes up for her deep shooting, record breaker for her amazing stats, and crowd maestro for the way she lights up every arena. The response to Clark's signature collection has been nothing short of phenomenal. Tens of thousands of her signature basketballs sold out in under 40 minutes, less time than it takes Angel Reese to craft a cryptic tweet. This wasn't just a product launch. It was a cultural event resembling the excitement surrounding an iPhone release or a Travis Scott collaboration. Amanda Lamb, Wilson's head of global brand, put it simply: Caitlin Clark isn't just a record breaker, she's a cultural icon. Translation: she's not just another player, she's the player, Lamb said. Wilson is counting on Clark to lead their women's basketball brand forward, making her the new face of the game.
Unprecedented heights, bridging the gap between sports and everyday life.
Calling all Caitlin Clark fans, 2 new limited edition basketballs are now available at select Hy-Vee stores. The designs are part of the Inspire series that Clark is doing in partnership with Wilson Sporting Goods. The tribute ball pays homage to Clark's time with the Iowa women's basketball team, and the Dreamer ball is designed to encourage athletes to pursue their dreams. Both are available in sizes 3 and...
Just when it seemed like things couldn't get bigger, Clark teamed up with Hy-Vee to launch another collection. 2 new limited edition balls: the Tribute Ball, honoring her time with Iowa, and the Dreamer Ball, inspiring others to chase their goals, are now in select stores. This move brings her brand beyond sports and into everyday shopping. The numbers behind Clark's impact are staggering. Her WNBA games are averaging 1.18 million viewers, 3 times the league average. This rookie isn't merely raising the bar, she's launching it into orbit, tripling the WNBA's audience and showcasing her unprecedented impact in a sport that is only beginning to realize her potential. Industry experts now rank Clark as the 4th most marketable athlete in the world, not just within women's basketball, but globally. This remarkable achievement places her ahead of soccer superstars Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, a fact that has left many veterans of women's basketball struggling to process how quickly the landscape has shifted. But there's more to the story. Clark's rapid rise is shaking up the WNBA, and not everyone's cheering. While she smiles for cameras and rewrites the business of basketball, some veterans are feeling the pressure. When a rookie breaks 62 records, pulls in over 1 million viewers per game, and sells out arenas like Taylor Swift in high tops, it's bound to stir tension in a few locker rooms. For context, Clark's WNBA salary is just $76,500, while her projected earnings from endorsements surpass $11 million in a single year. This disparity isn't merely about a paycheck. It places Clark under an intensity of spotlight that makes the league's salary structure seem almost like a glitch in the matrix. Her rise is forcing a reckoning that the league has postponed for far too long. Even Charles Barkley has stepped in, passionately condemning the jealousy directed at Clark. These ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan, they cannot have handled this Caitlin Clark thing any worse if they try. The uncomfortable truth is that Clark is shining a light on the flaws the league has long tried to disguise. Issues like the pay gap, inadequate marketing, and the failure to engage with fans outside the core demographic.
These ladies, and I'm a WNBA fan, they cannot have this Caitlin Clark thing up any worse.
What makes this moment even more significant is that Michael Jordan himself has given Clark an unmistakable stamp of approval. The NBA legend expressed genuine admiration for her impact on the game, highlighting how incredible it is to see young players dribbling with Clark's signature basketball, just as generations once emulated his own moves. Jordan didn't stop there. He made it clear the WNBA owes Clark major credit for what she's doing for the game, and when the man who turned basketball into a global phenomenon speaks, you listen. His endorsement isn't just praise, it's a game changer. By backing Clark, Jordan shatters the old idea that women's basketball is second tier. He didn't say she's great for women's hoops, he said she's great for basketball, Period. Consider this staggering statistic. Caitlin Clark and Michael Jordan are now the only two rookies in NBA and WNBA history to average at least 18 points, 8.5 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 block, and 2 steals per game during the playoffs. That's not merely impressive, it's historical. She's not just walking in Jordan's shadow, she's standing beside him stat for stat. The comparison to Jordan extends beyond just statistics. Basketball commentator Mike Breen delivered one of the highest compliments imaginable by noting that she's doing rating-wise for the WNBA what Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Steph Curry have been doing for the NBA. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark's performance on the court, it's about her impact off of it. Some veterans have responded to Clark's rise with what appears to be thinly veiled jealousy. The contrast is striking. While players like Angel Reese and others spend time crafting cryptic social media posts that seem directed at Clark, the rookie is busy constructing a billion-dollar brand. The message is clear. Criticize all you want, but the statistics and endorsements speak for themselves. Stephen A. Smith summed up the situation perfectly. The idea of some players being jealous? Yes, that probably exists. Would you be jealous of somebody who got a $28 million shoe deal before they step foot in the pros? The answer is evident in the reactions we've seen throughout the league. Clark's impact is already rewriting the playbook of women's sports. She's not just the focal point of her team, she's becoming the cornerstone of a marketing revolution. Unlike many athletes who take years to establish their influence, Clark's era is unfolding right now. She's not in a waiting period. She's actively constructing her empire in real time. As one commentator eloquently put it, for 22 years they couldn't get chartered flights. That sister got there, and it was done in 2 weeks. That's who Caitlin Clark is. Her influence extends beyond personal achievements to improving conditions for everyone in the league. With Jordan's legacy echoing and her own stats to back it up, one thing is clear, Caitlin Clark isn't just a rising WNBA star, she's a game changer. She's redefining what's possible for women in sports, turning endorsements into milestones and making a lasting impact far beyond the court. And the most exhilarating part, Caitlin Clark is far from finished. She's just getting started. In the world of women's basketball, 2 names have been on everyone's lips, Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers. Their rivalry has been simmering for years, but what happened this week has fans and analysts alike wondering if we're witnessing the birth of the WNBA's most explosive rivalry. When Paige Bueckers heard her name called as the #1 pick in the 2025 WNBA draft, the basketball world didn't just notice, it erupted. The Dallas Wings' selection of the UConn phenom came almost exactly 1 year after Caitlin Clark made history as the Indiana Fever's top pick in 2024. For years, these two have orbited each other, from their high school days as top 5 recruits in the 2020 class to their monumental college showdowns. Their paths have been eerily parallel, yet distinctly different. Clark, the scoring sensation who transformed Iowa. Bueckers, the UConn champion who captured what Clark never could, a national title. But make no mistake, this isn't just about basketball. This is about 2 icons whose mere presence is reshaping the economics and visibility of women's sports before our very eyes. The Dallas Wings didn't waste a single moment. Within hours of drafting Bueckers, they released what can only be described as a declaration of war, an announcement for a night in Dallas on June 27th, featuring both stars prominently when the Fever come to town. The message was crystal clear. The Clark-Bueckers rivalry wasn't just acknowledged, it was being weaponized, monetized, and elevated to main event status. Tickets immediately skyrocketed to unprecedented levels. We're talking $255 for general admission, with some resale tickets reaching a staggering $4,128, potentially costing fans over $5,200 after fees. These aren't just basketball prices. These are Beyoncé prices, as one fan noted. This isn't merely a game announcement, it's the WNBA's Super Bowl, and it's scheduled for June. Let's talk cold, hard facts. When Clark entered the league in 2024, the draft viewership exploded to 2.45 million, a 307% increase from the previous year. It was the first time the WNBA draft had ever cracked 1 million viewers. Bueckers' draft? 1.25 million viewers. Impressive by any standard, 119% higher than 2023, but still 49% lower than Clark's historic entry. This disparity has reignited debates about star power and the elusive it factor that separates good from great and great from legendary. As former ESPN analyst Skip Bayless controversially put it just before the draft, Paige Bueckers is more athletic and a better mid-range jump shooter than Caitlin Clark, but she doesn't have Caitlin's it factor, basketball charisma, and aura. Nobody does. Caitlin is her. Those words drew fierce criticism at the time. But as the viewership numbers rolled in, they've taken on a prophetic quality that even Bueckers' most ardent supporters can't easily dismiss. Now, the basketball world holds its collective breath for 70 days, the countdown to June 27th, when these two generational talents will share a professional court for the first time. The American Airlines Center, home of the Dallas Mavericks, will host this seismic event. And make no mistake, this venue change is no coincidence. The Wings know exactly what they have in Bueckers, and they're making a calculated bet that her star power, combined with Clark's established drawing ability, will fill an NBA arena. Clark herself acknowledges Bueckers' commercial appeal. Honestly, they should move every game to American Airlines because I think Paige has that type of draw. She'll be able to bring those types of fans in. The respect appears mutual, but beneath the surface, competitive fires burn. For Clark, this is a chance to reassert her dominance as the WNBA's premier attraction. For Bueckers, it's an opportunity to prove she belongs in the same conversation, or perhaps to start a new one altogether. Their history adds layers of intrigue to this budding rivalry. In college, they split their NCAA tournament matchups. Buckers and UConn triumphed in the 2021 Sweet 16, while Clark and Iowa exacted revenge in the 2024 Final Four. In high school, Bueckers edged Clark in the rankings, finishing as the #1 recruit while Clark settled for 4th. These small details matter in the psychology of elite competition, creating narrative threads that will be pulled tighter with each professional encounter, and there will be many encounters. After their June 27th meeting, the Wings and Fever face off 3 more times this season: July 13th, August 1st, and August 12th. 4 chances for rivalries to be cemented, legacies to be written, and the WNBA landscape to be forever altered. What we've seen so far is merely prologue. Here's why this rivalry is poised to explode in ways basketball has rarely witnessed. First, the commercial incentives are unprecedented. In a league that has long struggled for mainstream attention, Clark and Bueckers represent marketing gold. Every confrontation between them drives viewership, merchandise sales, and ticket prices to heights previously unimaginable in women's basketball. Second, their playing styles create perfect dramatic tension. Clark is the long-range assassin, the flashy passer, the scoring machine who plays with unabashed swagger. Bueckers is the more efficient all-around player, the mid-range maestro, the champion with the hardware Clark covets. Third, the personal stakes couldn't be higher. For Clark, maintaining her position as women's basketball's most marketable star is crucial for her brand and legacy. For Bueckers, emerging from Clark's shadow and proving she deserves equal billing or top billing drives every move. Fourth, in the social media age, every interaction, quote, or performance will be analyzed, amplified, and often distorted. The pressure cooker of modern sports media will ensure that any friction between these stars becomes front-page news. Finally, and perhaps most significantly, both players appear hungry for the challenge. Neither has shied away from the comparisons or the spotlight. Both seem to understand that their individual greatness can be elevated through competition with a worthy rival. As June approaches, anticipation builds to fever pitch. Endorsements multiply, media dissects every angle. Fan bases polarize, choosing sides in basketball's newest war. The American Airlines Center will pulsate with tension. Each play, analyzed, debated, immortalized, becomes another chapter in their shared legend. Whatever happens, reactions will be seismic, social media will explode, reputations will transform overnight. This is merely the prologue. Clark versus Bueckers has every element needed to transcend sport itself, a rivalry destined to reshape women's basketball like Magic and Bird once did for the men's game. This is only the beginning. A decade-defining rivalry ignites before our eyes. things will get worse, or for the WNBA's fortunes, immeasurably better.
Gout has dazzled in his first appearance in Perth, breaking the 10-second mark in a 100-metre heat.
Australian sprint sensation Gout has sent shockwaves through the athletics world by accomplishing something that even the legendary Usain Bolt never managed, breaking the 10-second barrier in the 100 meters at just 17 years of age. In an astonishing display of raw speed at the Australian Athletics Championships in Perth, the teenage phenom clocked identical times of 9.99 seconds, not once but twice in a single day, first in his heat and then again in the final of the under-20 category. What makes this achievement truly remarkable is that Bolt, widely considered the greatest sprinter of all time and the current 100-meter world record holder at 9.58 seconds, didn't break the 10-second barrier until he was 21 years old. By achieving this milestone 4 years earlier than the Jamaican icon, Gout has once again demonstrated why many are touting him as athletics' next global superstar.
With the wind at his back, even easing up before crossing the finish line.
He's stretching away now. Isn't he beautiful to watch? He did switch off. Oh!
I mean, that's what I was hoping for, Gout said after his performance, displaying the confidence that has become his trademark. I didn't get the start I anticipated in the final, but I just focused on what I needed to focus on. Can't be happier than that. This casual response belies the historic nature of what he accomplished, further cementing his reputation as a generational talent. However, there is a significant asterisk attached to Gout's achievement. Both of his sub-10 performances came with illegal tailwinds, 3.5 meters per second in the heat and 2.6 meters per second in the final, exceeding the 2.0 meters per second limit for official recognition. This means that while Gout physically crossed the line in under 10 seconds twice, neither time will count in the official record books. The teenager himself expressed some disappointment about this technicality. "It doesn't feel very special," he admitted after the final. "I mean, this is the stuff you have to do to get to the next level. Sub-10 was inevitable. Sometimes it's frustrating, but you can't control what you can't control, and the wind is something you can't control." What's particularly astonishing about Gout's heat performance is that he wasn't even running at full throttle. Commentator Dave Colbert noted for Channel 7, "Very rare that I say I have no words. I have no words to describe what I've seen there." He shut it down with at least 20 to go, maybe 30. A 3.5 is a big tailwind, but if he goes flat out to the line, then he runs an 8 high. This suggests that Gout might have gone even faster had he pushed himself to the finish line rather than conserving energy for the final. Australian presenter and sports broadcaster Bruce McAvaney described the run as extraordinary on commentary, a sentiment echoed across the athletics community. While wind-assisted times are estimated to subtract at least 0.1 seconds from a runner's pace, the consensus among experts is that Gout's natural ability would have him breaking the 10-second barrier under legal conditions sooner rather than later.
Andrew Mayenda is going to be the challenger. So Mayenda, the South Australian, he's fast. He's putting the challenge down to Gout, and Josiah John out wide from WA. Josiah John, Gout though now shows his class. Gout from Queensland.
But wait, there is more. This latest feat adds to an already impressive list of accomplishments for the 17-year-old. In December, he clocked 20.04 seconds in the 200 meters, making him the fastest Australian ever over the distance and breaking Usain Bolt's age group record in the process. Last month, he ran a wind-assisted 19.98 seconds in the 200 meters with a plus 3.6 tailwind, though like his 100-meter times, this didn't officially count due to the excessive wind assistance. His official personal best in the 100 meters remains 10.17 seconds, but based on what he's shown in Perth, that mark appears ready to fall. Should Gout officially break the 10-second barrier with a legal wind reading, he would become the youngest athlete in history to achieve the feat, taking that title from American sprinter Christian Miller. Gout's potential rivalry with fellow Australian Lachlan Kennedy is also heating up. Kennedy, 21, who edged out Gout in the 200 meters at the recent Maury Plant meet, has a personal best of 10.03 seconds in the 100 meters. He's competing in the open field at the championships and also aiming to crack the 10-second barrier. The two are set to face off in the 200 meters on Sunday, in what promises to be one of the most anticipated races of the meet.
They did great. My mom was just like any other mom. She loves us and she cares for us. She's like the house taker, so she takes care of us. Used to take me to training when I didn't have my license, and she's always there. My dad, he works a lot, so he's in and out, but he obviously supports where he can, and obviously came to watch me that day as well. So.
And you've got some brothers and sisters?
Yes, I have 6 siblings. My older brother, Moen, my older sister, Shell, my younger sister, Tong, my 2 twins.
The comparisons to Bolt are inevitable, but Gout is determined to forge his own path. Born in Australia to parents who migrated from South Sudan, his lanky frame and explosive acceleration do bear some resemblance to the Jamaican legend. However, World Athletics President Sebastian Coe has advocated caution, describing Gout as a rare talent who needs nurturing and protecting. For context on the significance of breaking the 10-second barrier, only one Australian, Patrick Johnson, who ran 9.93 in Japan in 2003, has officially done so under legal conditions. Other Australian stars like Rohan Browning, 10.01 at the Tokyo Olympics, and the aforementioned Kennedy, 10.03, have come close, but have yet to join this exclusive club. The sprinting world now waits with bated breath to see what Gout can accomplish in the remainder of the Australian Athletics Championships and beyond. With the World Championships in Japan later this year, the teenager could have the opportunity to announce himself on the global stage in spectacular fashion. Despite the wind assistance taking some of the official shine off his Perth performances, the athletics community recognizes that they witnessed something special. As Gout himself put it, sub-10 is what every sprinter hopes for, and to get this early in the season is definitely great. While the times may not count in the official record books, Gout's double sub-10 performance at just 17 years old has put the sprint world on notice. The question now isn't if he'll officially break the 10-second barrier, but when and just how much faster he can go in the years ahead. With the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics on the horizon and the 2032 Games set for Brisbane, Australia,